Indiana is one of 18 states that doesn't require schools to teach sex education to students. But if a school does teach sex education, the state mandates teaching about HIV and AIDS with emphasis on abstinence. With limited time and guidance, some districts turn to outside groups to help tackle the subject. Benta Boutier reports.
It's Olivia Cosgray's fourth day with the 7th grade class at Northview Middle School teaching sex education. The school brings her in through the nonprofit LifeSmart Youth to provide instruction. Today is set aside to teach about STIs and STDs. And with the future of abortion access up in the air, she's more convinced than ever students need comprehensive sex education.
It makes you want to work harder and push harder and try and make people realize how important this is.
Class opened with a word scramble, then a worksheet asking kids to match STIs and STDs with their characteristics. They watched a video about HIV and AIDS. She answered questions that run the gamut of, can I get HIV from sitting on a toilet seat, to how to know when to get tested.
Sometimes they get really wacky questions, but even those questions are really important because if it's in their brain, it's something they're wondering about, so they need a factual answer to it.
LifeSmart Youth sends teachers to 9 counties across the state. The curriculum is abstinence-based, but they cover topics like puberty with 4th to 6th graders, moving into STD and STI prevention, and healthy relationships with older students. Indiana has the 14th highest teen birth rate in the country. STDs and STIs are on the rise, including in Indiana, and the state's Youth Risk Behavior Survey reports condom use is declining among young people. Tammy Carter says more than 31% of Indiana high schoolers report being sexually active.
And so we could talk about abstinence, but if the train has already left the station, it's a little bit late, and we have to be very vigilant about teaching young people how to protect themselves.
Her organization is not the only resource schools seek to provide students with information. The Monroe County School Corporation partners with IU Health for sex education curriculum. They start education on puberty with 5th graders and progress in topics through middle school and 10th grade health class. Becky Rose says the partnership helps teachers access more in-depth information, and they put an emphasis on healthy communication throughout the curriculum.
We know that healthy relationships and communication are extremely valuable skills for our children as they move through their life. And sexual health is really about communication and healthy relationships. It's about keeping your body safe, keeping your body healthy.
It's tough to fit lessons in while keeping up with other classroom instruction, but she says kids need information year to year to respond to changing needs.
We know there's a lot out there right now that kids can stumble upon that may not be the best accurate information or the healthiest information. And so it's really been just extremely successful and helpful that we have IU Health as a partner to be able to help provide that accurate information.
The number of Indiana teachers who report teaching health consequences of early pregnancy, STDs, and STIs has gone down, though the CDC says most Indiana secondary schools teach some sex education. Cosgray has about 45 minutes to get through teaching about 6 STIs and STDs. On her final day, she talks with the class about healthy relationships. One 7th grader asked her what to do if one person wants to wear a condom during sex and the other does not.
And I'm like, do you think that's a conversation that people would have to have? And what if they can't come to an agreement? What do you think they should do? And she's like, probably not have sex. I'm like, yeah, probably not have sex.
LifeSmart Youth is evaluating ways to expand its programming to more schools. For Indiana News Desk, I'm Benta Boutier.
The 2018 Indiana law requires schools send home a form so parents can opt their students out of sex education if they want.